What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The catch. Fam, hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight. Hope everyone has had a great weekend, a great Sunday. Hope you guys are ready for another live 2024 fantasy football mock draft with you guys, with the catch fam. We are hopping right into it tonight. So, Pete's in the house. I'm in the house. We're going to throw together some fantasy football squads for the upcoming season. Going to talk some fantasy and have some fun. So let's do it. Let us know how you guys are doing. Hop in the live chat and let's get to it. All right, Pete, what's up, dude?
I'm not picking at the 1.2. That's what's up.
I know, man. Every stream. But last night, like we talked about, last night was a good
That'll never happen again. I'll never have that good of.
You did have a lot of good players fall to you. Like a lot.
It's all right, but yeah, feeling good.
That can happen.
Sunday night.
Happen from any spot, you know.
Let's go with 18 tonight.
Nice. I'm kind of hype on the 1-6.
I like that spot. It's a good spot.
Give me my boy, the Sun God.
So you took it to 1-4 last night.
I know. That's my guy.
That's a good spot. Get that guy at 1-6. Bijan going early.
Yeah, Cat's going after Bijan tonight. I like it. And I've talked about this a lot so far, past month or so. I think this first round, those first like 8 picks, like I think CMC is, whatever. CMC is 1.1. But then like the next 7, 8 picks, it's just like I can't really blame anyone for going with any player at that point. I think everyone's basically a bona fide RB or wide receiver 1. Including like AJ Brown, Gibbs, Puka. Like I just think the first round is loaded this year. Very beginning of the second round, I like a lot as well. But we'll see. Bryce, what's going on, man? Good to have you in the house. Chase, what's up, dude? Good to have you in the house. All right. Still getting slightly set up over here. Let's see. I don't know what I want to do tonight. I kind of want to switch it up, but I don't know how I want to switch it up.
That's always the question. I feel the same way. It's like, I want to do something different tonight. And then you're picking at a spot and it's like, I do the exact same thing I do most nights.
It's hard not to. Yeah, these players off the board right now, the 1.1 through the 2.4, I'm like, all those players are going to be an absolute stud this year. And on Barkley, I'm still good with JT. Honestly, the player I feel the shakiest about is Marvin Harrison Jr., just because he's a rookie.
Yeah,
no other reason.
It makes sense. Maybe, yeah, I mean, unless the injury bugaboo starts hitting somebody, I think all those guys are just super, super solid. And that's all I can ever ask for out of the second round pick.
I don't really like the 2.7 right there. It's like Adams, Ayuk, Collins, ETN, A-Chain. That's a little bit of a rough pick.
Yeah, you're kind of in no man's land. You got to take the first of the next tier.
I know.
Feels like.
I'll just go Ayuk and hope he's a Niner.
No, he's a Jet. He's going to be a Jet.
Who knows at this point? But really, honestly, like I've said 100 times now, if he goes somewhere else, I'm not too worried about it. All right. All right, so it's second round already wrapped up here. Not even 5 minutes into the stream and 2 rounds done. So ETN, Henry, A-Chain, 3 running backs in a row gone. Then Adams finally gets selected at the 212. And into the third we go. Shane, good to see you. What's going on, man? And there goes Michael Pittman.
There we go.
Albert, good to see you. What's up, dude? You guys are doing good. So we were looking before the stream started at training camp schedules, as July is almost here. And Training camp does start this month, but the earliest team to have training camp is the Baltimore Ravens. And that is on the 13th for rookies. And I just realized this. So veterans don't start to the 20th. So actually, the team that will have the earliest overall training camp, including veterans, is the Houston Texans on the 17th, which feels like a good team to be going out there early. Then the Bears are on the 19th, another team that feels good that they should be out there a couple days early. Most of the other teams, it's the 23rd, 24th. You got the Packers on the 21st. And the Ravens are starting on the 20th as well, but almost every other team is the 23rd or the 24th. So we still have like a couple weeks ago, unfortunately. I think I'm going to go 0 RB tonight just for fun. So,
Ooh.
just for fun. Yeah, Devontae getting super, super faded in these drafts lately.
As he should.
Yeah. I think if I have the 1.1 and I get Adams, like I'm okay with that. Especially following it up with the receiver like Pittman, like you feel good about your wide receiver too. So I don't know.
He's just 31 years old and he has a bad quarterback. Those aren't
Yeah.
conducive to successful wide receiver seasons.
Plus, it's like you have more pass catchers than ever on this team in theory.
Mm-hmm.
Bowers, Mayer, got like the best double tight end room, and for looking at the last two drafts. And I mean, I guess just Jacoby Myers there. We know the running backs on this team aren't going to be catching a lot of balls, but I mean, he was the wide receiver 10 last year, but I expect slight regression coming from that top 10 finish last year. So it's just tough. He could end up being a steal. Could end up being bounce back to like wide receiver 16 area. I don't think it's crazy to say. Shopkey likes him 10th best last year with McDonut. Yeah. It's just hard to say. I just think a lot of people aren't super stoked about that Raiders offense, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think for the most part, when you look at the wide receivers going before him, I feel good about those offenses as a whole, except for like maybe the Saints. And that's a similar situation with Chris Olave, but and hey, I mean, at the end of the day, I always say it: bad offenses still produce good, valuable fantasy players. So it's just tough to say. Shopkey also a Raiders fan, so
He put up 42 with McDonut. Look at him, week 3. Pittsburgh, that did a
that's
lot of
true.
work for him.
That was a
43.
crazy game.
That's a big game.
Yeah,
But he finished okay. He had a 1.4 against Kansas City on Christmas. That's pretty bad.
that was a bummer. But yeah, those last couple games, he wasn't awful.
I think everybody just gave up on the Raiders, so
Sure,
they stopped paying attention.
sure. Yeah, I don't know. I also got kind of hurt by Adams last year, so I'm gonna Tank Dell right here. Me and Shane going heavy at wide receiver.
I got trip running backs right next to you.
It's true. What are your thoughts on Dotson's value in redraft? Is it too low or correct? Well, if we're looking at value, I think it's good. So I don't think we would want it to be any higher, right? If we're looking purely at value, but yeah, I like Dotson still where he's going for sure. Right now in sleepers, ADP is 151, so he's going like Gabe Davis, Rashid Shaheed, Josh Palmer, Dotson, Brandon Cooks, Quinn Johnston, Ricky Pearsall. Like that's kind of the range he's in. So I'm good with Dotson. I mean, it is kind of tough because 2 seasons in a row, just over 500 receiving yards, more touchdown upside in his rookie season than last year, but very unstable quarterback play. And then like he was hurt part of his rookie year. He wasn't hurt last year. So we saw the numbers go down. That didn't feel as good, right? Like there was an excuse in his rookie season, right? Missed 5 games. So I like the Commanders' offense going in the season as like a team to improve, right? Offensively. So I think Dotson, as long as he remains a wide receiver two, is in a good spot. But yeah, he's kind of a player that
Damn.
you're drafting for the bench for sure.
Ugh.
Then you have to ask yourself the question, like, do you believe in Jaden Daniels or not? If you believe it's an improvement, then absolutely you should like him. Z Fighter said he had to back out. Baby woke up. I've been there. I get it. So of one auto pick team. If it gets crazy in terms of the auto picks, I'll adjust. Yeah, but chat, let us know how you guys feel about Dotson. I mean, as long as he is going where he's going, I don't mind him. All right, give me Aaron Jones. Shopkey Minshew was in the Pro Bowl last year. Kind of gives me that hopium. Yeah, but I feel like there are other quarterbacks he backed out before Minshew got in.
Tyler Huntley was a Pro Bowl quarterback. Let's chill, guy.
That's true. It's true. I mean, I like Minshew, but I like Minshew more because of the the antics and everything. Not that he's like super flashy, I guess, but just I like a good backup quarterback story. You know what I mean?
Yes. Maybe that he's more like Ryan Fitzpatrick, Gardner Minshew.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like,
And honestly, though, when you break down a lot of the numbers last year, like I get he made the Pro Bowl, but the numbers were not that good. Um, I mean, let's say he played 14.5 games, 3,300 passing yards, 15 passing touchdowns, 9 picks, 3 rushing touchdowns. They certainly weren't great. But the other thing is Minshew might not be the starter. I mean, O'Connell might be the starter. I think we'll probably, my guess is we'll probably see both of these guys out there at some point. I just don't think either's going to be able to sustain enough success. And they're both kind of like to a degree turnover prone. So I think we'll see both out there. I mean, O'Connell had 7 picks to 12 touchdowns last year. And I think from what I've seen, the rumors are that O'Connell has kind of a step forward in terms of being the starter right now. So maybe that is good for Adams. I mean, like we said, those last couple games, Adams was not that bad outside of I mean, actually, he was really good in fantasy outside of the Kansas City game. So maybe we are sleeping on Adams a little bit. We'll see. Hearing Chargers are loving J.K. Dobbins. What do you think? Well, Dobbins still worries me just because of the injury history. But yeah, I know I almost just accidentally drafted Dobbins right there. I know that the problem is I think the Chargers like every running back. Like this is going to be a run heavy offense, and this is a time of the year where like running backs are just getting praise. You know what I mean? I mean not just running backs, but players in general are getting praise because we're leading up to training camp. Like you interview a head coach, you're going to like just about everyone. So Dobbins makes me the most queasy. Like I like Vidal, I like Gus Edwards, and I've been pretty high on Gus Edwards throughout the offseason. I still like him, but the more I've thought about it over the past couple of weeks, I think that we could see all 3 of these guys out there, and this is going to be a really run heavy offense. So fantasy wise, I think it's worth it taking a shot on all 3 running backs because we know it's going to be run heavy. But this is going to be one of those situations. It's almost like Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell to a degree where it's just like we could see all the touches really split here. You know what I mean? And if they don't move up in ADP, they're worth it. You know what I mean? But if we start to see any of these guys rise too drastically, probably not worth the picks at that point.
I like Dobbins until he tears his ACL.
Yeah. I mean, I've been taking more shots on them in underdog drafts, best ball formats, but I still like Gus Edwards. I like Gus Edwards the best in redraft because I think he's going to start the season as the guy who gets primary touches. You know what I mean? Then as the season progresses, we could see Vidal and Dobbins sprinkled more in there. So, but who knows? That's just my guess. But yeah, I like Dobbins a lot. He's just been hurt a lot. Mentioning the Pro Bowl is wild. I didn't even realize he was a Pro Bowler last year because the Pro Bowl just means nothing anymore, unfortunately. Give me Rashee Rice, heavy wide receiver team. Oh yeah, I only gave him $50K guaranteed. Poor Dobbins. I'd take it if Ravens want to give it to me. Have you done any weekly win targeted drafts on Underdog? Yes, I love weekly winners. It's like my favorite tournament. So absolutely. We did one last. Oh gosh, I can't remember. Whenever I did the 0 running back stream, if you can go back and find that, it was like in the past week. I ended that one with the weekly winners. So that was. Hold on. That was not including this stream. 3 streams ago, June 25th. Sorry, that took me way too long to figure out. I have like a playlist for the channel. And I just realized because I started to stream off of Streamlabs desktop, which is different from like what we're using right now. And I realized any streams that I did on that did not go to the playlist. But I can fix that. So there's my streamer story.
Inside information.
Yes.
Trade secrets.
All right, into the 8th round we go. I'm a little worried about this 0 RB team, but
yeah, you and me both.
Najee Harris, that's my boy.
If he doesn't get replaced,
he's not.
He was all over the place last year. One of the most confusing fantasy players we've seen in a while.
Javonte, let's go.
It's a good pick.
Got the stud right there.
It's a good pick. That's where I would have went, but I'm okay with that. We're going rookie heavy team over here.
You are. Got Rome and Xavier and Benson. Shopkeep Pete is just on the channel like permanently. So Pete, that's Pete. He's always here.
You're stuck with me, unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't put the names where we are because I mean I could probably add it, but it's because sometimes we record on this, and if we don't take it off, then the names stay on there. So as the season starts to progress and we have more like actual videos coming out, you guys will be more familiar. But that's why we took them off. Plus, we're teeny tiny up there. Hey, I don't tell my secrets, Shopkey. Tell my secrets. All right. 9th round. We drafted fast last night too.
We did. Everyone's kind of getting to the groove of things.
I actually feel like if we were like drafting final teams this week, I feel pretty good right now, man. But it's all going to change. Training camp, people,
Yeah.
you're going to have so many more people start to draft. Players are going to move up in ADP like super drastically. Screw you, Pete.
I was gonna say, speaking of, I was too many picks away when you pulled up Jerome Ford and Chuba Hubbard. I said, speaking of Jerome Ford,
Sorry, it's a good pick. I'll go Blake Corum.
it's fine. You took Javante going the other way.
That's
Call
true.
even.
You kind of yeah, I got a rookie in the 9th. You got a rookie in the 8th. Vice versa. Veteran in 8th and 9th. Shopkey says, I'm going to change Z Fighter's pick to AD Mitchell, so he doesn't have 2 quarterbacks. Makes it a little bit more realistic. Hopefully, no one wanted AD Mitchell, but oh well. Better than, even though Lamar Jackson, Anthony Richardson team would be kind of sick.
God.
Especially in super flex, that just feels fun. Haven't considered Javante at all. Yeah, so I think we like Javante where he's going. You know, generally, historically, other than the Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram season, Sean Payton offenses have featured one running back, a workhorse running back. So feel good about Javante, but I have heard some rumors that Jaleel McLaughlin and Audric Estime are getting touches right now, and that this could be a split backfield. But last year, like we kind of saw a split backfield at times, and still at the end of the day, Javante was the primary back here. So I like him where he's going. And typically when you look at the type of injury he had, last year was supposed to be kind of a down year for him, and this should be the year, in theory, where he bounces back a bit. So we'll see.
The ACLs usually year 2. Like very rarely do you see a guy year 1. Like
Yep.
Breece Hall last year, well exceeded expectations, but we kind of saw him fade a little bit.
Yeah.
It felt like down kind of towards the middle, late part of the season.
Well, also with Breece, it was like, okay, hold on, I'm fixing.
Coming up.
Let's give him Chuba since people like Chuba. Yeah, and I think with Breece too is like, I mean, obviously Breece had a monster season, like finished as the RB2 in PPR, but a lot of that value came from his 76 receptions and 95 targets, 591 receiving yards. So he's able to make up for not always getting plethora of touches by coming up big in the receiving game. So that helped that as well. But yeah, I mean, I think on that same topic, this should be a monster year for Breece Hall. Give me Fergie. Man, this is the point of the draft where running backs for me, like I'm just not drafting anyone else. I like that
you draft somebody.
He drafted Dobbins in honor of the topic, though.
Yep.
But for me, I'll just play the waiver wire at this point. I don't know. I kind of like Ty Chandler, Marshawn Lloyd a little bit, though.
Ty Chandler, that's a dog right there. Too bad he's like 5'5" and he can't run block or pass block.
I do like Tyler Algier just from a pure handcuff standpoint, and kind of like Damian Pierce, because I think those are 2 guys that we can look at and be like, Bijan gets hurt, if Joe Mixon gets hurt, those guys can step right in and have 1,000-yard season upside. Maybe nothing crazy, but I think we like both those offenses, right? Most people like the Falcons, Texans right now. So, but I just never like drafting a player with the intention of like, oh, this other guy might get hurt, so he might be a good pick. It's just like never feels good to me.
Wow. Forecast really ruined my plans there.
Yeah.
Mahomes Murray, okay.
I like it. I do say always, like, if you're going to draft one of those rushing, running, or quarterbacks, Like,
We took Mahomes first.
I know. Either have a stable guy in front of him or behind him, and sometimes they go in front of him.
I'll take Dak. My whole plan got ruined. I really wanted to take TJ Hawkinson right there. And go Laporta Hawkinson.
Yeah, I mean, quarterback's got to heat up at some point, right? And this,
I
yeah, I
gotta
mean,
take.
that's
I
basically
gotta
it.
take a quarterback. Yeah, I gotta take a quarterback after that.
I was gonna go Dak to try and have him with Fergie, but
No, no stat. I'll trade you. You give me Love and Javante for Dak.
no way. I'll never trade Javante.
Actually, I don't even need a running back.
Yeah, if anything, I need the running back.
Okay. Give me Amon Ra for Dak, and we'll call it a day. Fair trade.
I'd probably get vetoed. I probably wouldn't even.
It really would. I don't know. It feels like there were points at last season where that may not have gotten vetoed because of what Dak was doing.
Potentially. Both were great.
Especially in a redraft where it's like, I need a quarterback and I don't need a wide receiver or something like that. Especially since Amon-Ra was like number 2 receiver for a bunch of people last year, as far as draft capital.
Gosh, Amon-Ra last year missed week 5, 6.1 in week 14. Other than that, double digits every game.
Multiple 30 burgers,
Yeah, I was
couple
about
of
to
close
say
30 burgers.
he had 18.5 or more in every game except for 4, including the week
Yeah,
he didn't play.
those are big time.
That's
Those
crazy.
big time numbers.
164 targets.
It's pretty efficient.
So let's see. CeeDee Lamb went from 156 to 181 in terms of targets. I really think Amon-Ra can get up there in terms of targets this year. 180 targets feels like should be nothing for Amon-Ra. I mean, why would you target anyone else? I mean, I get it. Laporta, Gibbs, whatever. JMO's my
JMO.
guy. Monty catches some balls too, but it's like still like why would you want to target anyone other than Amon-Ra? I have no idea how I want to finish this draft.
Yeah, this
Poor,
kind of feels weird.
poor Dalton Schultz is still out there. I think I'm just going in on my heavy wide receiver team here.
No. God, these running backs. Yeah, yikes. This was a running back heavy draft.
Yeah, bad time to go 0 RB.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue with the rookie trend over here.
Nice. Shane, we will get to team reviews in a minute. Your hand is raised first. Musgrave and Love. I mean, I'm all about Luke Musgrave. But I don't know. I already have Ferguson. I got Tavon Wick. So if I was going to draft another tight end right now, it'd be Dalton Schultz for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That is my guy. Oh, we lost Kuda. Bye. Team 3 is Josh Allen and Jared Goff now.
It'll work.
Honestly, that team looks pretty solid otherwise, so it would probably work. Yeah, it's like I either draft a handcuff running back, a second quarterback, a second tight end, or I just grab one more wide receiver. So
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with a second quarterback. Why not? Let's go. We go there.
Shopkey, I'm off on any Texans Bears. Too crowded. I am not worried about it.
There
Personally,
are plenty of points to be scored by the Houston Texans offense.
that's a whole thing, right?
That's a
Both
whole
offenses are
thing.
going to score points. I mean, maybe the Bears. Some people don't. Whatever. You don't like the Bears. Whatever. You know. But Texans, come on. I'm trying to think of the last team we really had like this recent years. So the Bengals come to mind with Chase, Higgins,
Knicks.
Boyd.
Um,
Uh, Shopkey says example San Fran. Well,
everybody feasts and say like I'm
I
happy
don't
with
know, man.
all
Yeah.
4 guys on the Niners on my team.
So you had a wide receiver 14 and Ayuk, wide receiver 15 and Debo. Kittle was a tight end 5 and seems he was RB1.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's
I'm pretty
actually,
fed. I'm pretty fed.
yeah. I mean, I'm actually glad you brought that up because that's actually a pretty good example. Because if you look at Kittle's wide receiver 3, right? Um,
What was Purdy? Purdy was QB6.
yeah, QB6.
So like even Purdy's getting his points up.
Yeah. Um, but I mean, I guess there's a little inconsistency between those. I
The
don't know,
Eagles
man.
2 years ago.
Ayuk and Debo are super consistent. McCaffrey was more than consistent. Kittle's really the only one who was boom or bust. So I don't know. I feel the Texans are close to San Fran ability. I mean, close, but the big thing with the Niners is the play calling, right? The offense itself. So
But they run the same offense.
yeah,
That's
basically
it's
everyone does
not
to this
as
point, right?
it's,
You know.
it's not as good, but
Yeah. So yeah, I would say close for sure.
the wide receivers. I mean,
And I think
Nico Collins is better than both wide receivers on San Francisco.
well, what I think also helps the Texans from a fantasy sense is the defense is not as good as the Niners. So
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have other teams score more points and there'll be more competitive games. And same with the Bears in terms of the defense. All
And
right.
CJ Stroud is significant
Whoa, whoa,
upgrade at
whoa, whoa.
quarterback.
Whoa.
Yeah, chill. I'm not. He's
Whoa.
much better than Brock Purdy.
Whoa. All right. Time for team reviews. Don't talk about Purdy like that. All right. Shane. What's up, bro?
Ooh.
We got Tua at quarterback, Andrews at tight end. You should be just fine. I feel a little bit lower on Andrews this year. I guess just because he was hurt last year. Puka, London, Moore, Smith. That is a filthy start at wide receiver. Then you throw in Josh Downs. These are your 4 starters, right? Kind of a 0 RB approach as well. You went 1 round later than me. Mostert, Brooks, Singletary, Brown, Charbs, Eli Mitchell. I mean, you just know what you're getting at running back here. You know what's happening, right? So you're starting Tua, Mandrews, Puka, London, flexing DJ Moore, flexing Devonta Smith, and you're starting whoever's emerging as the guy with the most touches out of these running backs. I would guess to start the year, Mostert and Singletary. Brooks and Brown are going to be the main guys that you look to build in terms of carries. Then Charbs and Mitchell are 2 handcuffs. So it's a fine RB room for a 0 RB approach. Then yeah, you just get that one last wide receiver for depth, whoever you like the best on the board, and looks like in terms of where you drafted, Josh Downs was the guy. So you know what this team is. Fine for the approach. All right, Cats, what's up, bro? Trevor Lawrence.
T-Law.
T-Law. And Joku at tight end. Bijan, Pacheco, Connor, Marshawn Lloyd. Okay. Collins, Flowers, Hollywood. I like those 3 in a row. Brian Thomas Jr., Cortland Sutton. Nice. If you draft T-Law, you got to get Brian Thomas, right? Palmer, Douglas. I mean, good value at wide receivers tonight. I mean, I honestly think Bijan and Pacheco could carry your running back. Connor's nice RB3, then like Lloyd is fine, but you're gonna play the waiver a little bit, probably. So T-Law and Joku, Bijan, Pacheco, Collins, Flowers, Hollywood. Then you got a number of guys here who can fill in at that second flex. Connor, Thomas, Sutton. We'll see. Pretty solid team. Can't complain. Bossman is at the 1-2 tonight. So Burrow and Goddard. I mean, 99% of the time, like single quarterback, 12-man draft, you're going to be fine at QB and tight end as long as you guys get whomever, right? I very rarely look at a team and get worried about those positions. So that's fine. A-Chain, White, Pollard, Brian Robinson, Tyler Algier. Pretty solid running back room. Lamb, Higgins, Kirk, Reed. Nice. Lockett and Pearsall. Yeah. Good value throughout this draft for you, man. So you're starting Burrow and Goddard, A-Chain and White. Lamb, Higgins, Kirk, Reed. That feels nice. Good running back depth. Pollard and Robinson. Lockett and Pearsall. Algier's a good handcuff. I don't hate it at all. All right. Swole Chase is in the house. What's up, Chase? We got Purdy, the GOAT, Bowers, and Musgrave. Okay. Gibbs, Taylor, Warren, Spears, Debo, Neighbors, Allen, Addison, JSN, Judy. Solid draft right here. So you're starting Purdy, well, whichever tight end you want here as season goes on. Gibbs and Taylor, Debo, Neighbors, Allen, Addison. JSN's nice on the bench. I like Warren and Spears on the bench. I think Judy's a good value where he goes. Musgrave's a great tight end too. Solid team. Solid drafting tonight, ladies and gents. Jados, how are you, bro? Thank you for gifting a 1-month membership. Goes to Shane. All right, reverse. What's up? How are you? Stroud. Say no more. Kittle and Fryermuth. Kittle is one of those guys I always recommend drafting like a second tight end behind. I've said it like the last 2 seasons, and I know he still finishes in the top 5, right? But I like kept harping on it going into 2022, I remember, and he missed the first 2 games. But yeah, he's always gonna actually last year
He gets banged up. He plays like a crazy person.
That's true. He is literally probably a crazy person in a good way. So
the best kind of way.
Yeah, I like Fryermuth behind him. Bijan, Kyron, Walker, nice. Dowdle, Gibson, good enough. I really think those first 3 guys, like just huge potential workhorse running backs. I love that. Waddle, Ridley, Godwin, Deontay, Cooks. I mean, you got a little bit of boomer bust potential wide receiver, but I think guys like Waddle and Godwin and even Deontay will be pretty consistent. Ridley's starting to become a guy that I like a little bit more. Cooks, I like in the 11th too. So, all right. So you're starting Stroud, Kittle, Hall, Kyron, Waddle, Godwin. And then probably flexing Ridley, flexing Deontay. But you got Kenneth Walker and Brandon Cooks. I think are both guys who could end up being flex worthy. And he's got kind of 2 bench RBs and a backup tight end. That's a good team. Yeah. I like that squad actually. All right, J-Dubs, what are you doing tonight, bro? AR and Herbert. I'll take it. Pitts. I'll take it. Cook, Monty, Swift. I was hoping you wouldn't draft Swift, man. Yeah. I don't know if he would have came to me anyways. Kendre, Ty Chandler, good enough. Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Cup, Watson, Curtis Samuel. Yeah, I think this team is fine. I mean, you're starting Richardson or Herbert, starting Pitts, starting Cook, Monty, Wilson, Harrison, Cup, Watson. Can always flex Swift. Probably find out pretty early in the season if Curtis Samuel's going to be flex worthy. He might be. You get 2 bench running backs that are fine too. Miller, Chandler could both get increases in touches. So should work. Shane says he wanted Debo. Got sniped.
Pain.
Happens. All right. Pete, what'd you do, Bursky? Let's see. Prescott and Caleb. Laporta. ETN Mixon. You end up with a lot of Laporta shares here in the.
Just the last 2 days.
I guess that's true. Feels recent. Benson for Dobbins. Yeah. I think if you're gonna load up later in the draft, those are 3 solid picks. JJ Pickens, Dunze, Worthy, Leggett, heavy on the rookies.
I got sniped Amari Cooper in front of Pickens. I really wanted Amari Cooper there.
Yeah, I think Pickens okay there. I prefer Kirk or Cooper as well, but I think Pickens okay. So you're starting Prescott and Laporta, JJ Pickens, ETN Mixon. I think my only concern with this team would be like I think a Dunze and Worthy can fill in at the flex, but they might take some time to get going in, rookie seasons and everything. Benson, I think, could come in. Ford could probably be a guy you could flex right away. Leggett,
I should have went Mike Evans instead of Laporta. It would give me a lot more flexibility on this team.
well, that's always the thing. If you take a tight end that early, is like you're losing value at RB or wide receiver, but you don't have to worry about tight end all season long, barring any injuries. Those payoffs, rewards, risk. So, but yeah, I think the only thing would be just beginning of the season, the flex might be a little shaky, but in the long run,
Sure. I pick up the next Kyron Williams after week 1.
it's true. Can always
my
happen.
week flex.
But yeah, I mean, I think quarterback, tight end, RB1, RB2, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. Like your core roster is really solid. It's just a flex. But you still have a lot of upside with the Dunze and Worthy and even Benson. And I love Jerome Ford. So all right, let's roast my squad. Jordan Love at quarterback. Someone on Instagram the other day said J-Lo is an awful nickname when I was talking about Jordan Love. And I was like, Aaron Rodgers gave that nickname to him. He's the one who called him J-Lo, like in an interview. So I'm just quoting Rodgers. Fergie at tight end, my other nickname. All right, so I went 0 running back. Didn't go running back till the 5th. Would you guys be comfortable with these running backs? Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, Javonte Williams, Blake Corn. I'm going to say I would not feel fantastic.
I would agree.
But I feel like they could get you through. Like you can get 10 to 15 points on a good week from these guys. Bad weeks, though, I think you might be looking at like 8-point games, which can really hurt you. And Najee is such a question mark. Like, I don't even know. But really, like, he still had double digits most of his games last year. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I guess. That's still more games with double digits than less. But yeah, I mean, I think if you go 0 running back, you can end up with a team like this where, I mean, you're not going to feel great about running backs. You're going to hope that one of these guys you get ends up being higher ceiling, right?
Yeah.
But then we look at the rest of the team. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, Tank Dell, Rashee Rice, my wide receiver 5, Dontavion Wicks, Demarcus Robinson. I think we're good at quarterback and tight end. Loaded at wide receiver. If you can hit on the right guys in the 0 RB approach, gosh, you just end up with an absolutely filthy team. You don't need top 5, top 10 even production at running back. If you get top 15, be okay. But yeah, there's a little 0 RB squad for fun skis. So, all right, guys, I guess that does it for the night. We'll just end on a mock tonight. I'll run some underdog drafts the next 2 or 3 days. So make sure you guys stay posted. Love to get you guys in some of those. And I'm fiending for some underdog drafting. Even though I guess technically we did one last night, but it was a 20-second clock. It wasn't the same.
It was stressful.
It was. Yeah, just stay posted and we will have content coming out all week. Make sure you guys are on the Discord. Link is down below. Free to join. That'll get you guys our mock draft invites. Underdog, draft times, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for drafting with us. Great drafting all around. Nick, what's up, dude? In Kansas City at a casino. Try and find Patrick Mahomes for us and get him to watch this stream. Tell him he went at the 5.1. All right. Great drafting. Pete, anything you want to say before we leave?
Not really. I mean, we got more content. We got to pump out some more shorts for you guys. July is here. Training camp is starting. The hype is real. Everybody hope, have a good 4th of July this week. Enjoy yourselves. And then we can get back at it.
It's Thursday, 4th of July, right?
Good day. Good day. Everybody's off Friday.
We got to do it. It's got to be a 4th of July stream.
No shot. I'm going to be functioning enough to do a 4th of July stream.
I'll do an Underdog draft for America.
There you go.
All right, guys. I love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fan. We'll talk to you guys soon. Everyone be safe. Have a great start to the week. And that'll do it. With that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And